Yo.
Yo.
Yep.
Yo.
Yo.
Yo, let's get moving.
Yes.
It's the brain again.
On it.
Man, I'm so young. I'm so
Wefobz
young.
Podcast.
Counting on my 10 things. I stay strong. So I
Episode
still move
12.
on, no matter what goes on. Started from a far place,
Wowzers.
moving on. Because I started from a far place. I'm all about the money making. I don't got time for any haters. No. Trying to go see different places. Because I started from a far place. I'm all about the money making. Don't got time for any
Sir, yes, sir.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are, to the Wefobz Nation listening from all across the world. You are welcome to another Wefobz Podcast. Keeping
Let's
it posted
go.
here with Chieflott,
What up?
Punimoa,
Gee, what?
and guysosmooth. Welcome back, everyone. How you all doing, brothers?
Man, I'm living life blessed and highly favored.
Tired and ready to go to sleep.
Oh man,
Yeah.
we've all been there on both sides of that coin. Well,
I'm out there.
welcome to episode 12, gentlemen.
12.
Yeah, 12 in. I feel like 12 is a lucky number.
I hate that number. It reminds me of the Seahawks.
Oh, oh,
Seahawks sucks, man.
no comment.
But then, you got to give it up. What, isn't Tom Brady number 12 too? So that's much love. Shooting out the love to the GOAT. But yeah, man.
Hey, vamos a calar, buddy.
What's your team?
No comment.
Who do you root for, guys?
The team is our team, man. It doesn't need to be said, bro. Come on now.
So you're a Raiders fan?
What?
Or you're a Niner fan?
All I know is my team didn't make it at the very end. Soon, when we figure out our quarterback situation, we'll figure it out.
I hear you, man.
Oh, man. Well, ladies and gents, before we keep carrying on here with the little ramblings, let's get into the disclaimer for this Wefobz podcast. Anything we say or do here on the podcast and any of our future podcasts, or even the podcast for the past, please understand it is for entertainment and educational purposes only. We do not pretend to be experts within a bunch of these subjects that we talk about, but we do love talking about it. And we love for you to share in on how we explore these subjects we're curious about. And that brings us to the Wefobz mission. One of my brothers here will lay it out for you all.
We promote, encourage the changing of negative mindset, stigmas, situations, and encounter into a positive outcomes.
Yep,
You heard it first.
definitely. Wefobz mission right there. So we got a couple of topics today that would be very intriguing, as we always are trying to do. Our first topic is something from the news that we always keep up to date with. It's fresh out of the news. It's been in national U.S. news for a while. Not a while, but just recent. We try to get that coming at you all. We love to talk about recent events, and this is one of them. That topic being the Chris Rock special that was just released. It's called Selective Outrage, I guess he called it. I hope, right,
Yeah.
Chief? Is that what it's called? Selective
Yeah.
Outrage? Okay. So we're going to talk about that. And then we'll close out with Wefobz Updates and following the market. Did I miss anything, gentlemen? We good there?
Go.
Let's go.
Sounds
Let's
good to
go.
me. Chieflott.
All right, this was a subject that this was a topic that Chief wanted us to cover because he was right. I saw, it's fresh in the news. It's probably still ongoing by the time we release this podcast. Let's talk about Chris Rock and his latest special, Selective Outrage. Chief, you want to take the lead on this one?
Yeah, man. So a year ago, everybody remembers that incident with Will Smith, Mr. Bad Boys. I guess he got offended off of what Chris Rock did on a Grammy, or I forgot what the event was, on national TV, and slapped the shit out of Chris Rock. And the whole entire year, nothing's been said by Chris Rock. So he just released a special on the Netflix with his
full
response to the whole experience, right? How he felt,
unfiltered.
It was pretty raw and pretty dope, which it exposed a couple things, which is pretty cool. I actually like the whole thing. He's funny. He's always been one of my favorite comedians. I remember when he got slapped too. I was like, whoa, everybody. Out of all the comedians, if you follow comedians, Chris Rock is probably one of the coolest ones out there that I admired. In comparison to someone like Will Smith, as big as he is, and Mr. Superstar, portraying masculine, and then he even what's his name, Chris Rock said on that special, like in comparison, he played what's his name, Pootie Tang, I believe. Like his characters were very right. So in that measure, it just seems like it's not even like that was unfair, I guess. And so it was very interesting to me to hear that. It's been a long 1 year, and everybody's been trying to get him to talk. He never did, and he kind of saved it for I thought it was a genius move, right? And he didn't press any charges to Will Smith. He didn't bad talk him, to my understanding.
Nothing. He remained silent and did his thing.
His family, his brothers,
Oh yeah,
his brother, his older brother. Yep.
I mean, the support system was there that, voiced their opinions and their concerns and rallied whatever they felt was vocally to whatever platform they can bring in. There was a lot of that going on, specifically his one of his older brothers, I think, or
yeah, his older brother.
But that was it. That was as far as it went. But it took a whole year before he said something. So that special was pretty special. Selective, what was it called?
Selective Outrage. Man, that's a whole topic in of itself. We're going to cover that too. Poonie, any thoughts?
Yeah, man.
Well, leading on to that, I mean, for me, my take of the whole situation is I'm more looking into what's her name, Jada Pinkett. That's where my attention went to, is like, why did this all start? And it seems like it started off of what is that show that they did? It's not Red Carpet. I guess it's called Red Carpet or something.
It was Red Carpet.
It's Red Carpet? Yeah.
I think
so
it
where she reveals like that she slept with her son's allegedly friend.
So I think they said it's an entanglement with
entanglement. There you go. Entanglement. Yeah. One of
with the son's friend.
So me, I'm like, yeah, damn. Like, why would you even put your husband on a spot like that? And then it's like, according to allegedly other social media platforms, mentioning the fact that every time Will Smith's birthday, allegedly, she keeps on reminding Tupac. And with his idol, a dude that's already been gone, rest in peace, it's like all that stuff, all bottled up to lead to this time for him to slap Chris Rock in the front of everybody. And the sucky thing about it is the fact that he did it, and it was for his award, for Will Smith's award, to honor him. So that's my take of it. Is like, women, stop badgering your husband, talking shit to them, because they're gonna end up acting like that. Like how Will Smith acted. You know, a man can only take so much. And I feel bad for Will Smith, but yeah, it's a tough situation, man. That's where my thoughts is at right now.
Shoot, it was a genius move, man. If you really think about it, man.
Well, you know, it goes back to why he named the whole special Selective Outrage. So one of the things you really all need to understand also is that Will Smith filmed a movie. He got spit on in the movie by an actor, intentionally by a white actor, and he didn't slap that guy. Which is why Chris Rock came back with Selective Outrage. Like, so you slapped me for saying a little joke about your girl, but you didn't slap that dude for spitting on you in this movie when you were filming this movie. And then this special had 2 live events going on at the same time, and they were discussing Selective Outrage. On the other hand, which is, you think about it, it really matches the political climate and the whole thing that everybody's got going on right now. Like this whole, with all the, what would you call it? The social movements and the freedom of speech kind of thing going. Everybody has got selective outrage going. You're going to select to be mad at this, but you're not going to select to be mad at that, which is basically similar or the same thing. This is what Chris Rock's his thing was on, and that's what he was pointing at, because he went not only at, like you two said, he went at Will and Jada, but he also put in the, what's his name, Harry and Meghan Markle or whatever.
Yeah,
he went at them too. I mean,
Meghan Markle.
He put them on blast, and he said a lot of hard truths, and he's getting a lot of blowback for it. But man, one of the things I love about comedians is comedians will always give the world the look that they don't want to see. It's been as true as time. Man.
I like how he actually like spoke a lot of gutsy jokes out there.
Yeah, he did, right?
I like how he it's funny because you mention it. It's only the fact that you mention it. Now I recall all the other ones.
Yes, he had a lot.
Worse.
Yeah.
It was a lot worse than the Will Smith.
It was a way worse.
But he's smart. He's smart to close it out with the Will Smith, because that's what everybody's really talking about, and forget and neglect the fact that he was literally talking smack about his own people, like calling out his mom, calling out like how black people are if they was to invite, like she's not only having a hard time in the white world, she can even have a hard time too in a black world,
That's why he's calling it selective outrage.
That's smart on Chris Rock's part, man, to end his show with the his last topic of Will Smith, because I completely forgot all about the other ones until you brought it up, man.
See, that's kind of what a lot of people, that's with a lot of people too. They're thinking about that, and they're giving him like, why are you doing this to Will and stuff? Will already, because Will did issue an apology. It kind of felt shallow, but he did issue an apology. Chris Rock never responded, but let's think about it. You all say he's smart. He is smart. He milked the cow, and he made a lot of buku dollars off of it. Because after the slap, he went and did some sets, and he had sold out tickets to all his sets. Did you all know that? After the slap?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Everywhere he went, it was sold out. Everywhere Chris Rock went to perform, it was sold out. Because everybody was waiting. What are you gonna say? So, okay, we're gonna refer back to our podcaster that we always bring up, the Rogan guy. He said, so those guys, they actually went to some of his sets. Oh no, not Rogan. It was on it was a link that you shared to me, Chief. Not Rogan, Shay and them, right?
Mm-hmm.
DJ Shay or something like that. Shay, the Shade Room or something.
Breakfast Club.
They were talking about it. They went to his sets, and he was talking about those jokes. So he finally brought it to the special, like to Netflix, where Netflix is like, the place you go to release this kind of stuff, right?
That was a genius move, man.
Like, he's banking right now. Like, he said, "Oh, I'm not gonna press charges against you." But
I think the whole ideal of, because they're celebrities, right? So that's why the whole apology that Will Smith did back, however many times he did, on social media or on mainstream media, that was weak. I mean, that's all entertainment if it's going to come through your YouTube channels or TV or whatnot, right? I think a sincere one is that they probably would have went off screen and settled it and done it right, and then both come out together. I think that was the right way to do it, because I believe the whole incident was personal, and so Will keeping it business and just put it on the screen on going out there and just interviewing and making all this apology. That was just all entertainment, and I thought it was weak. And Chris Rock just did not say nothing till this special, and then he finally unleashes on the same platform, mainstream media, Netflix. That's a business move right there, man. Like, I mean, if you want to swing business styles, I just think professionally, Chris Rock wins that category, and Will Smith just got the end of the stick on this one, man.
Man, we could say he got the end of the stick, but that guy's still winning awards for right? He's still out there winning awards, and he tried to remain quiet so he doesn't get canceled.
He was canceled that day he slapped him.
Man,
are we just sticking with the Chris Rock's just specifically Will Smith, or the whole Chris
We're
Rock?
going all through it, man. Just bring it on, because the only reason we're referring to it is because that was the basis of his special, right?
That's the reason why it's number one on Netflix. Okay, so
right.
I want to talk about. I want to ask a question, y'all. I want to ask this question. If you was in, let's just say you was in Meghan Markle's shoes, how would you handle the situation, fellas?
Well, how about
if you end up marrying let's say you married the let's just put ourselves in her shoes, and you married the princess, the next in line. Well, not really, because he's second. Well, you marry a princess. I mean, how would you take it? How would you handle it?
You ask me, first off, I have no idea who the hell is Meghan.
Meghan Markle is
I don't know.
She's married to Prince Harry from the UK. Prince Harry is one of the princes for Queen Elizabeth's grandson, the queen that just died this year.
Yeah, I wouldn't know nothing about him.
Yeah.
So Chieflott represents the U.S. American citizens, the ignorant ones that don't give a damn what's going on.
I don't.
Only thing that matters is the U.S.
Hey, if it don't make sense to him, it doesn't matter to him, right?
Okay, well,
sense as in dollars and cents, right, Chief?
I guess it's a good thing. So, okay, Chieflott, here's the question though: if a princess wanted to marry you, bro, a princess that rules an empire, how would you take it?
Man, I want to step in for Chief. Chief, you gonna say something? I got
something. You can go if you want, but I'll tell you the answer to that. It's a hard no. Completely happy.
He's already married, bro.
Yeah, that glamorous stuff doesn't doesn't intrigue me. It doesn't. That's a phase that happened decades ago. So, this boat has sailed, my brother.
What about you guys? So smooth.
Well, I think because I've been following the stories, and I've been following also some of the commentary that people have been making and stuff, which kind of makes sense. I mean, she was the one that went and put it out there on the Oprah Winfrey show, just like Jada Pinkett Smith went and put her her business out there of entanglement. But I know what your question is, but I'm getting to the point. We wouldn't have known about it if they didn't put it out there. True. You get where I'm coming from? It would have just remained, which is going to add into our next one. It would have remained in the closet. But you see, this is the privilege of people with money and people with public publicity power. They can go and do all their shit out in the public because any publicity is good publicity. And what publicity equals is dollar and cents to them. Right?
I guess the, take away the question I just asked, right?
Yeah.
I guess
Stop changing questions, boy.
No, I'm just saying, bro. Like, I'm just curious, guys.
Like,
If
but you get it, right?
If Meghan Markle was not a U.S. citizen and she was from somewhere else, do you think it would come out? Because I don't think so.
Bro, you're missing the point. If she wasn't even she wasn't a celebrity, it wouldn't matter. You get where I'm coming from? Like, Harry's a celebrity. He's a big public person. She was an actor that married him. The only reason her name became big was because she married him. Of course, she was probably gold digging. This is just my opinion, allegedly. Allegedly.
At first, I thought that was the case, right? But she actually has her own fans, man. She really has her own fans.
She's an OnlyFans
celebrity of her own TV show.
That's another topic of its own. OnlyFans.
Well, here, let's put it this way. Chieflott don't know about her. I never knew about her until she hooked up with Harry. Like, and then Harry in of itself is a piece of work too, man. You see his book? You ever see the news and the reviews on the book he put out? Man, that's a whole nother topic right there, a whole nother story.
Yeah, they say he symbolized he was a really good close to his mama. He's pretty much like Princess Diana, like how
think about it, Diana
wild and all that stuff, out and going. Yeah, it was. But he was a fun guy too.
That wasn't the thing that made Diana's story. Diana's story was they still think to the day she was murdered, allegedly. But then you see the big storylines coming down. We wouldn't have known about Meghan Markle if she didn't connect with this dude.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. I can agree.
And
with
then
that.
To put yourself in that way, come on. So you're coming, okay, let's put it into our terms, like Samoan term. Okay, let's do an example. You come from not a very, well, I'm gonna go hardcore. You come from a family that's trying to build yourself from the ground up, and you marry into a high chieftain's family. What do you think? What are you getting?
You're getting the royalty.
You're getting the royalty treatment. That's all it is. And your name is going to be known all over the island, right? For marrying into this high family, into this family with status. And I think it's the same on down the line for not just cultures, but peoples, governments, everywhere. Tell me, when was the last time we had a president of the United States that was single?
I don't know.
JFK, man. Was the last one. What happened to him? Ooh, yeah.
JFK was single? No, he wasn't. He was married, wasn't he?
Look it up, bro.
How was he single? His what's her name? Because his wife was so popular. She's very popular. She's so popular that a billionaire married her. That's facts. And then going to the Meghan Markle, she Prince Harry caught her attention. Him and the brothers, the family they were fans of the show called Suits. So it's like us when you're watching TV, you're gonna have your starstruck, like your favorite character. Markle, that was Harry's. He had a crush on her. And that's how he found somebody through the back ends, and that's how they linked up. So she didn't know anything about him. And then when she found out that he was a prince, she still didn't care about that stuff. That's where he fell in love. Because remember, sometimes even like people with all high places, they just want a regular chick, not somebody to look at them for the money. And that's why he fell in love with his wife. According to their story. That's
Man, I need to be stand corrected. You're right, bro. He was married. So I said JFK because I have, of the alleged fling he had with what's her name? Marilyn Monroe and all of the other ladies.
Yep, he was a stud. He was
Buchanan. So they said Buchanan was the last president to get married in office. That was a while ago, even before JFK.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what's the connection with this whole Meghan and this Chris Rock deal that you guys are talking about?
Because he brought up Meghan Markle and the whole thing that like what Guy So Smooth mentioned.
Wait, let me say. He said Meghan Markle she talked to Oprah about, the royal family were asking and were worried about the color of the baby before it was born. Chris Rock said, that's not racist, that's just ill-off. You talking about, how can you should have known, you married into the original racists, the ones who invented modern racism. That's what he said. Like on his special, he went all out. All out. Like, think about it. The original races, he's saying that royal family was the one. Originals for modern racism is what he even put it, like, specific. Modern racism, bro. Like, Chris Rock went in, and everybody, there's been I say blowback, man. There's been responses saying Chris Rock was crying, being a crybaby on air and stuff like that. But then he spit, in my opinion, some hard truths that people need to rethink. And then the title again of his special, Selective Outrage. Think about it. We've seen a lot of that going on already. People angry at this thing, but then they're not angry at the same thing that's happening on another side of the world, right?
Oh, yeah.
Day for it.
But then, man, the basic though, people are forgetting. I don't want to lead you two away from it either. It's all about the money. It was all about the money. Why he used a great platform and a great chance. He had a great chance given, an opportunity given to him to make money. What do you think?
Entertainment is business.
Yeah.
When you plaster your face all over and you label yourself as a comedian, it's nothing but entertainment. That's business. When you act outside of your lane, that could be personal, but you're still on the height. You're still in the, out there publicly, like as a business person. So it was handled childish, in my opinion, from a star like Will Smith. And the response Chris Rock did using the special is another business move that I thought was a genius move. It almost seems like all year we cried about, Chris Rock. And then a whole year later, now it's just like, damn, Will Smith, you done messed up on this one. And now all attention, he just turned it all around. And now you're looking at Will Smith like he's now crying, flipping and tossing and turning.
Yeah,
I don't think Chris Rock ever
can say it. The victim mentality or something like that. Victimized mentality.
What about that part when Chris Rock mentioned why older guys date 25-year-olds compared to 40 and up?
You know what? I didn't realize how much of a freak Chris Rock was, man.
Hey, can we save that for the next? That's going to be on the next topic. Let's get into that. That's connecting us into the next topic.
Let's move on to the next segment.
We're going to get there. We're going to get there. We want to make sure everybody understands why we covered this topic. This topic was about Chris Rock's special, Selective Outrage. It's out there. We're not promoting it or anything, but let's just say we watched it on Netflix. And it had it covered a lot of controversial topics, and I would say, man, comedians, they've been around, man, for a couple thousand years, giving their statements and having people explore both sides of the coin to any topic or subject. And Chris Rock falls in alignment with that. And good on him if he's going to make money off of it. I mean, there was another comedian that did the same thing. Remember him?
Who?
Hey, Kamalo Hoyfoy. He did that whole video where he stuffed his face inside the whole bag of cocaine and stuff. What was his name again? Tip of my tongue, and I just missed it. The other black comedian. He was canceled before, but he did a Netflix special too, and he came out big. Wasn't canceled, but they try to take one of the networks had didn't pay him what he was worth.
Oh my gosh! Come on!
And he did a special about it.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Cat Williams.
No, he just went back. Chappelle.
Dave
Chappelle.
He did the same thing, man. Remember, he went away and he came back, and Netflix. Well, I think it was with him that Netflix started offering up specials to comedians to come out and do whatever, unleash the beast.
Well, it was the reason why Chappelle, because they did offer him a lot. What TV network was that? Whatever TV network that the Chappelle show was aired on, they wanted to offer him. They actually offered him a lot of $1 million, but he turned it down because they tried to have him like how the rest of back in the days was, that they, whoever was running the, let's just be blunt about it. They wanted him to not be himself and and act like Balangis, white folks. That's what they always say, like not be yourself. So he walked away from that because he doesn't believe in that crap. They pretty much stole those ideas and ran with it. And that's why he left, because it was all about stuff that had nothing to do with him. That's why he left. That's why he disappeared. Chappelle.
I love watching comedians, man. Comedians are the coolest thing, man. I've been watching some minority comedians too. Their stuff is so funny. I just like how they can just speak the truth and make fun of it, provoke it all on both sides of it, and that's kind of their set. And depending on which side you're on, it's kind of scary to actually attend one because you might get offended. But coming out of a comedian, you know what I mean? It's all fun and jokes at the end of the day, right? To me now, at this point, like the laughing stock is Will Smith. I'm like, at this point, I'm like, shame on him.
Yeah, you're right.
Chris Rock did a move on business, money.
It's money moves, and people move. And as we're closing out, I want to add, Chief, on Pudi. He walked away. It was a $50-something million deal. It was a lot of money, but Chris Rock saw his stuff was worth more over a lifetime. And this kind of goes to Chief, why Chief, you and I created Wefobz. When you're an artist and you come onto the Wefobz platform, we want to give you control of your art. That's what we want to do. This is what Dave Chappelle was talking about. He created that character. He created, and they were trying to, it's his name, Dave Chappelle. They were trying to say, here, take this $50 million and we keep it, and you can't have it no more for life. Here, your own name, your own Dave Chappelle name. But he already knew, like Dave Chappelle, look, wait a minute. My daughter or my son and my grandkids, they won't be getting anything off of that. So Dave Chappelle said, oh, hell no, I'm walking away. He left $56 million, I think, on the table, walked away from that because he knew he could be earning way more than that.
His worth.
Yep, way down the line. And this is one of the things why we're getting into the NFT arena, because NFTs give artists and creators the copyrights to their work without people trying to come in and say, hey, man, you didn't do that work. We did the work. It's on the blockchain. Look, we created the non-fungible token on the blockchain. That's a whole new story in of itself, ladies and gents. But man, that all connects back to our topic and why Chris Rock did his special. We hope you love that.
Bravo, Chris Rock. Way to come back on that one.
Rockin'.
You the man, my guy.
Hey, boys, how about we take a little break and then we come back after these messages?
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
Let's get it. This episode of the Wefobz Podcast is brought to you by Wefobz.io, Wefobz.io. Visit our website where you can find out everything you want to know about Wefobz. The Wefobz platform is about bringing in content creators and like-minded individuals to expand their horizons and share their ideas and skills to work at creating a nation of Wefobz members that support and encourage each other to reach financial freedom. We've got different tabs on there that you may want to check out. We've got our hobbies tab, our facts, our podcast, our Wefobz Nation store, about us, our roadmap, and our contact forms. Anything you want to do with Wefobz is on that website. Wefobz.io, bringing Wefobz Podcast straight to you. Welcome back, gentlemen. Welcome back, Wefobz Nation. We're going to continue with the podcast. That was a lot to talk about for our first topic there, right there being selective outrage. If you, Wefobz Nation, have any more to say on that, comment on our, like, follow, subscribe, share, comment on our podcast channels. We're available on all the social media channels, mostly all the social media channels. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. We're there. Wefobz, just look for Wefobz. Wefobz. Let's go to the next topic. What do you say, gentlemen?
Yes, sir.
Do it.
Since we're coming off of Netflix, the Netflix special with Chris Rock, we're still dealing with Netflix, and this time it's an article straight out of the Samoa Observer, our the sister land to our motherland. So the title goes, Netflix eyes Samoa Pacific countries. It's by Ngutu Fasau. Put it out on March 3rd, 2023. I'm just going to read the intro and then we can talk about more about it. The global movie streaming platform Netflix is eyeing 7 Pacific Island countries, including Samoa, to expand its presence and is offering a major price cut.
Yep.
United Kingdom-based research firm Ampere Analysis has published a full list of countries where Netflix has reduced pricing, and it includes several Pacific Island countries such as Fiji, Papua New Guinea, Samoa, Solomon Islands, Tonga, Tuvalu, and Vanuatu. I'll just go on a little bit more. Greg Peters, the newly announced co-CEO of Netflix, is reported by U.S. media saying that the call to reduce their prices is an opportunity to attract new customers where the streamer is not deeply penetrated.
Yeah.
All right. So, gentlemen, what you think? What's going on? Netflix in the Pacific, more specifically, right next door to the land.
Netflix
Pros
is
and
gonna
cons,
blow up.
man. Pros and cons.
No, I think Netflix is gonna. This is really cool for the Pacific Island region. The change of prices will play an effect to the whole brand itself or the service itself, where the prices need to come down, and that is due to currency differentiations between each region or country. It does not make sense for because I think it's what $14.99 or $19.99 for the service in the U.S. to use Netflix. I don't know what's the pricing in Australia or New Zealand or any other places in the country, all over the world. And then when you say we're going to the Pacific Islands, that forces it to go even lower. But I see a lot of opportunities because it allows our creators, filmmakers, just about anything to have a shot to put their stuff on Netflix. How cool is that? That's how I see it. I thought that was pretty interesting to have Netflix air it out there, because right now Netflix, the biggest change I see or the shift I see, I'm watching Indian, Korean, Japanese, Brazilian, Australian, like all ethnic film, groups with their actions, horrors, like the same stuff you see in the US. That is just like a real nice crossover. And the idea of just diversifying Netflix that wide, and then the Pacific Islands got a chance to be put on the map as well, which means everyone's going to get to see the creative filmmakers from the Pacific Island is what I'm very excited about. I think it's an opportunity for them they can see the Samoan stories that we may have. Maybe Islanders can put their stuff on Netflix as well. Those are the opportunities I see in the industry with this kind of move.
Booty?
Yeah, exactly what Chieflott was talking about. I think Netflix and their company, they have their departments who are able to do research on every country's and their minimum wage, and that's how they're quoting every country accordingly. That's what I think about the price range and why it's so low. It's interesting. I don't know if it's gonna benefit Samoa or not. That part I don't know. But as far as like Chieflott saying is creativity, allowing like new artists to bring their movies and stuff into Netflix as a showcase, that will be pretty cool stuff. I would love to see some, you know, Polynesian stories and movies on there. Like we always see the Korean drama and a lot of the Latins stuff in there, and also Africa. You know, they have a lot of their stuff in there. India too. So it'll be nice to see a change and watch our own Polynesian people with our own TV shows and movies. That's what I got so far with this music, this Netflix movie now. Now my question is it going just to Samoa, but not American Samoa, or what's the deal?
Well, obviously, if you're going to hit Samoa, they're definitely going to probably also tap into the American Samoa market. But the American Samoa market is listed under the United States, okay? Because we being a U.S. territory. So we're going to run by U.S. guidelines when that happens. It's right next door. Man, in the film world, as Chief has said, there's so many pros here with Netflix going into the Pacific. Not a lot of cons from what I can say. Some people say, man, you're going to lose money going out there. Nope, you're not. Netflix already did their research. That's the whole reason they're coming out to Pacific Islands. And I talked to Chief about this before. The market is saturated in the U.S. They already reached most of the people that they wanted to reach. They want to expand their market now to people that they can't reach before. They've already expanded to the other continents, right?
Yep.
To the Asian continents, to the African continent, and to the American continent. They're expanded all over. They haven't reached the continent of Oceania. Now they're getting into it because they want to tap into that untapped storylines that are out here, right? Remember, in Oceania, we also include Japan, Philippines, all those other brothers and sisters of ours around, Thailand and all that, right? They may be under the Asian and stuff, but they're with us in the Oceania side and in the Oceania side. And when they said more specifically Tonga, Samoa, Papua New Guinea, New Zealand, wow, yeah, they're right next door. And from my experience while traveling during my days as a sports coach and stuff throughout the whole Pacific Island nations, the Pacific is one connected by the ocean, man. I mean, all Oceania is one connected by the ocean. Now, we have an avenue to release our stories to the public, to release the stories of, you know, yeah. Globally. So people did, but then Netflix made a bomb ass move because they're genius. They're gonna become the premier streamer out there, right? This is kind of bad. The cons of it is it's bad news for the up and coming streamers from within the Pacific Islands. Man, since I think it's a balance for us as Wefobz too, because we're trying to become an up and coming streamer of media and entertainment as well. But we're basing ourselves here in the US, connected to our Pacific Islands. When Netflix goes out there, they're the powerhouse out there. But you know what? There's also another powerhouse that's already been there. You guys know what it is?
Blue Sky?
Nope.
KVZK?
Nope. YouTube, boys. YouTube already had that market on lockdown. He had the streaming market on lockdown. YouTube, but then they do it a different way. So they're like the silent king, right? The silent emperor of streaming. I don't even think it's streaming. It's more like recorded videos, put it up. They're starting to get into streaming. But what it looks like, okay, here's the cool part about it. We always talk dollars and cents and money and stuff that we're Wefobz Nation members. You know, we're not financial advisors, but Wefobz Nation members, these are plays we can make. Here's a play. Because YouTube provides funding, right? It's US dollars. When you put up content on YouTube, you get monetized by YouTube. You can make a living off of YouTube if you're a pretty good creator and you start getting in probably like 10,000 subscribers up. That's we want to get to that level because we're slowly starting up there. You have a revenue stream connection. A lot of the Pacific Island nations, they would love to get their hands on US dollars. Netflix is going to be another avenue for them to do so. And US dollars we already have American Samoa that's already integrated So they're just gonna latch on. I see American Samoa latching on easily to this. And as Chief has said, and Punimoa, as you pointed out, man, a lot of the creators gonna come out of the woodworks and start creating, but at a higher level, because you need to meet the standards that Netflix puts out. You know, the standards
Correct.
for movie creation.
Let me add on to that one real quick. So any entertainer person that's in the industry, specifically in the audio side of the industry, this is a big bonus I'm gonna give I'm gonna say right here, and someone better jump on this. If you watch all the Samoan films, for example, and I'm sure all the other sister islands or neighboring islands have their own films of their own in their own languages, right? This is an opportunity for someone to do the translation on the subtitles in English and then redo the whole thing with an English version. So when it hits Netflix, not only Samoans or the native people can watch it, but translated in English. That right there is an opportunity. I think that's going to really change the game. If no one jumps on that, I will personally do it myself. But that's a window of opportunity. I'm saying like that needs to be explored, and it's an opportunity that will be very, very big for the islanders, right? Because there's a lot of filmmakers and audio people in the entertainment industry all over the Pacific, and they just haven't evolved to their full potential, maybe because of limited resources. But
definitely
now
because of limited resources and access to funding. But now, Netflix coming, man. There's a bank coming out there. That's what you all can see it as. Go ahead, Chief. Go ahead.
Yeah, because, man, I'd love to see Sekiaoe on the... I'd see that on Netflix one day, boy. Like, bro, you know what I mean? These Samoan movies that we see, there's a lot of nice, really cool ones that I see. You know, the closest that we get at the mainstream level are the ones from New Zealand and Australia, right? And then all the ones from Samoa, it's kind of floating around in YouTube. Now we're talking about scaling for all the ones that are on YouTube. The next level after that is going mainstream, and I think that's where Netflix comes in, is on the mainstream level. Now to get your film on that, now that to me is a great opportunity to explore and reap the benefits, you know, from your own home, little islands of everywhere in the Pacific. I'm very excited about that. So, yeah.
Punimoa, we may get you your own podcast show going on there too. Keep a lookout. Well, gentlemen, go ahead.
With Joe Coy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking at it at the negative, the downside of trying to get your show on Netflix, because according to Joe Coy, it was such a struggle, even to the fact that he put his own money into it.
Yeah,
he had numbers for it. But the one thing that really rubbed him off wrong is the fact that they were like, does your mom's voice have to be like that? Having that accent? You know, and the whole argument for Joe Coy, he was like, my mom's American. She's been in America longer than everybody in this seat that's sitting on the office, allegedly. And it to where I can relate is the fact that, again, these palangis on those chairs that are in charge of all these decision making, they're only seeing things in their own point of view, but not seeing how it will make money and make sense for the nationalities that are actually offering these opportunities to put their stuff onto their platform on Netflix. So that's just the only downfall I see on it, is the fact that they're all about looking at the views. How many numbers do you have?
It's all about the money, brother.
Yep.
It's always about the money.
Joe Coy had the money for it. There's one thing he said it on Andrew Schultz's podcast. He said he even offered to have a driver pick one of the guys or woman that was from Netflix hired. He's like, I'll offer to hire a driver to pick him up from the airport, host their hotel, just to come and see what he has to offer. They still wouldn't give him the time in the day.
I think I can speak to that in forms of they played the game, bro, in the industry, the entertainment industry. They're not gonna give it to you easy. They're gonna make you beg for it, and that's what he went through. When he
went through that.
In the entertainment industry, those producers and those hi-hats, the people you referring to, they're gonna make you beg for it so that they have the upper hand. It's somebody wrote a book about it, The Art of Business or something like that. It's like the art of war. Like, what do you have to offer me that I want? And that's what they were doing with Joe Coy. Like, why should we come out there? They knew it was it's a gold mine. They know. Bros, that's why they coming out to the Pacific. They already know. They have the upper hand when they're gonna do the bargains with any of the filmmakers out of the Pacific. Which I love that Punimoa brought it up. Puni, thank you for bringing it up.
Mm-hmm.
All you creators, future creators, and filmmakers going into Netflix know that when you go at that table, they're gonna have the upper hand on you. They're gonna make their demands, and if you want to be on their platform, you got to meet their demands.
I would recommend to go watch Shark Tank.
I was just gonna say that.
Go watch Shark Tank. Learn how the money swingers want when it comes to negotiating your terms and whatnot. Because if you ain't got that skill, wait.
And sad to say, a lot of people out in the Pacific Islands don't have that skill. They have not done with the Americanized cutthroat sense. I mean, the Americanized cutthroat way of business is the business of entertainment. And Chief, you and I dealt with that firsthand, man. Like,
bro, I'll say this. Anybody out there in the Pacific Islands who want to take this approach and want to approach Netflix with this opportunity, contact Wefobz. Email us, and we can help you get this going on. With the platform that we have, we can be a representation. We can train, walk you through the process. We can support you and guide you so that when you do go through this, you're not going in blinded and you have the correct support system. That's what Wefobz is all about, trying to create the resources for our community so that we can have an opportunity of
getting into the mainstream easily.
Yeah.
Play with the big boys and the big girls.
Correct. Your network's got to be on point. So if this is something that any creator out there is interested, I highly recommend to contact Wefobz. Email us, jump on the website, contact us, and let's have a conversation and get your show on Netflix.
Man, if you don't even know. Go ahead, Pootie.
If you don't even know what patent is, you better contact Wefobz. We'll leave it at that. If you don't understand what patent is, contact us.
Patent, copyright, the whole 9 yards.
There's layers and layers of things that needs to be fulfilled prior to getting all this done. For our Wefobz Nation, be advised, there's a network in our Wefobz community that are specialized in these fields to support. Feel free to reach out. I look forward to hear from anybody, and we can have a conversation, put up a game plan, and we can probably help represent. Because as Pacific Islanders, it's an opportunity we'd like to have available for our community, especially the Wefobz Nation.
Beautifully said. Beautifully said. That brings us to the closing of that. Make sure to look us up, ladies and gents. With that opportunity coming, remember, but to say Netflix hasn't yet said they're going to be there. They just put it out. That was an article from the Samoa Observer that we based this topic out of. But it's always good to know what plays are coming before they happen, because that's what Wefobz is all about. That's why we're doing this podcast. We want to give you all the heads up when these things happen so you don't miss the train, because a lot of us know what it's like to miss the train on something big that we could have made a lot of money off of. Once again, we're not financial experts or financial advisors of any kind. We're just trying to catch the train like you all, and we want to share that journey with you.
Preparation is key. Preparation is key.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, let's get into this next topic right here. It's the Wefobz Updates. Some updates from our Wefobz website and whatever going on with the Wefobz NFTs. We still have our Wefobz NFT over there, our Wefobz website at wefobz.io. You can visit that. We've put up some videos for our hobby section. Once again, it's in the gaming section. We're still working on all the other hobbies. Couple of followers coming through over there. We want to thank you all for following and subscribing to our Wefobz website. Don't forget to check out all Wefobz throughout all your social media networks. And we love to hear those comments coming through. That's basically what I got, boys, for the updates on Wefobz. You want to all, let's move. Let's move into following the market. This is right before we start closing things out, following the market. And I want to share some stuff with you all, and you, my brothers here can, they can relate to some of the stuff that's going on. Okay, so in following the market, here's the news. Once again, following the market section for our Wefobz podcast, we give the Wefobz Nation updates, or should we say information, on where the money is going, because we call following the market. If you think about it, it's just like us saying follow the money. The markets refer to all financial markets, okay? Whether it's cryptocurrency markets, stock market, the makeki at the at the local village. We're following it, trying to make sure we're ahead of the game, and we know where to jump in and get a little bit of that nice golden honey. So here's what's going on so far within the news. By the time this release, this should still be news. There's been a demand for blockchain developers, a soaring demand for blockchain developers. Even though people are not looking at cryptocurrency with a good eye, since all the other negative things that have been happening and going around, blockchain developers, people wanting to hire the developers in the blockchain is increasing. It reminds me of like with computer engineers and stuff like that. Now they want people who know how to deal with the blockchain, how to develop applications and programs on the blockchain. If you know, you know. That's something that's going on there.
Is it that? What's the difference between that and mining?
Mining is totally hardware related. Blockchain is software related. It's like It's like computer programming for blockchain, and mining. You could look at mining does deal with software, but mining is more you're getting computer hardware to try to solve equations on the blockchain and then use those equations to say, okay, this is part of it. It's so complicated, bro, but just know the difference with mining. To me, this is my opinion. Mining deals with hardware. Blockchain development does deal with hardware, but it's more software incorporated. In other news, it says, like, if you follow history, it shows the stock market is headed for some red hot gains, and they're trying to say buy the dip now, buy the stocks that you want now. Do your research on these stocks or the shares of stocks that you want to buy into and businesses and companies you want to buy into. But a news article does say that if you follow history and how the stock market has been going up and down, we are due for the stock market to take off. So if you buy a Tesla, let's see what the price of Tesla. We always talk about Tesla and stuff because Elon Musk, Chief's a big fan of Elon Musk. He's been making moves. Let's see. Tesla price right now for Tesla shares is $187.71 per share. In 2021, Tesla shares was up $800. So if you buy a $187 share of Tesla right now, imagine what it will be in the future, about 2 years or a year from now, or when this guy with this news article is saying we're due for all the stocks to start jumping in price. This is not financial advice, but that's just an example. Apple is like what it's trying to say is right now all shares of companies are going for a discount. If you're into the stock market and stuff like that. The analysts who analyze the U.S. economy, boys, they're confused. They cannot call they can't make sense of, is the economy going good or is the economy going bad? Because what the government is saying is the economy is still too hot. We still need to raise interest rate prices, meaning we still need to make it expensive to borrow money, and we still need to make it expensive to do mortgages or loans or pay your credit cards back, because we want to bring the price of everything down. And the way they say to bring the price of everything down is to raise interest rates. If you know about that. But the analysts, as I said before, there's a couple news articles out there that says they're confused. They don't know what the hell's going on. The usual markers that say where a market is going to go, whether the financial market is going to go hot, like get good and you get a lot of gains, or whether it's going to lose money, it's not happening. We're in a new age, and Chief has talked about it before. We're in the age of artificial intelligence and technology. Like, we cannot be, another guy put it, you cannot be judging the whole market by the same old outdated rules that it's been judged by. Like, you cannot look at the market that way. There needs to be new rules and new policies throughout the US government to look at these new markets and these new ways of making money. And I agree. An actor, what was his name? Gotta bring up the actor's name because he put out another good article. It's good for finance. Dax Shepard. Dax Shepard. Do you guys know who Dax Shepard is? The actor Dax Shepard.
No,
DAX
probably
Shepard.
by movie.
Yep, if you see him, you'll probably know by movies. He comes in a lot of comedies and some romance movies. He's a comedian, Dax Shepard. So he tells everybody,
Yeah.
you know, he put out an article which tells everybody, yo, know where you spend your money. It's great advice, actually. So he says, if you're spending too much, you got to know if you're spending too much for something at some place that you usually go to when it could be bought at another place for a lower price. But then that whole goes back to finance education. Like, get yourself finance education, because you all will start coming into like concepts like time over money or money over time. Like, if it's far and it costs cheaper, is it worth it? Is it with the price of gas and the price of the transportation to get there? But that Shepard, anyways, what am I referring to with this article? He says, man, one of the big things you want to know if you want to get your money up, know where you are spending your money. Why did I bring that up? It's an article out in the finance news. I guess it's getting popularity. And finally, China is looking to increase spending for its military. Y'all boys know what that means, right? When China starts putting money into its military, all the world nations may look to put money into their military. It's going to be an arms race all over again, repeating history. Military is where the money is going to go at. So maybe we should make some plays connected to the military. Money-making moves connected with the military.
Hey, I got a question. With all this going on, what are the possibilities, or how's this leading towards World War III?
I think
is that even a concern, or is that's too far of a stretch? There's still a lot that needs to be played, or are we kind of?
Puni, get your thoughts on it, and then I'll give mine last.
Shoot. If it does happen,
What I'm saying is, like, would it trigger World War III? I mean,
for what? For what China's aiding
war stuff going, all the war, China's, Russia, all this, getting their military set up.
If China aids Russia, yes, it's probably going to spark the. Yeah, I'm going to say yes, because the whole point of it is trying to conquer. The whole reason of Russia attacking Ukraine is allegedly the pipeline that runs through what is it? Germany, who's highly profiting, and around Europe. Russia supplying that. What is it? Either it's like
oil, crude oil. Yeah, Russia wants to make sure its pipeline isn't blocked or anything like that. And they're trying to say, yeah, Ukraine used to be a part of Russia, the United States. I mean, the United Russia.
It all comes down to like that's
money.
Really it's just I don't know. I that's where I'm at. I'm gonna leave it at that. Thank you.
Oh, I say there's always a big possibility for World War III because too many people it's a big profit possibility for a lot of people. But if we can have it on faith that the right people will always be there trying to keep World War III from happening. But I know they're always trying to bring it. People want to do war because they make profits off of war, big time profits. And within the next few years, it's hard to tell, like Puni said, you never know who's going to come about and what kinds of organizations are working behind the scenes to make war happen. That's just my thoughts on the matter.
Just thought to throw that out there. We all focus on trying to live our lives and get this money hustle, but on a higher level, they're playing, with the top tier stuff that just kind of globally affects everything. It kind of sucks because the rest of us are small people.
The conqueror's mentality, my Uso. The conqueror's mentality. They don't give a fudge. As long as they making that money and they winning.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, it makes me question, like, if it was to start off the World War III, right? And it gets to where the government starts looking to us, civilians, to aid and to help. With the fact that where we're at, if you look in America and the way our people are we even ready and equipped to go to war? Let's just put away the soldiers like yourself. Are you even physically ready to go and protect yours?
Let's just say there are a lot of people out there that want war, even war within the United States against one another. Let's just say there's a lot of those people they call extremists. And, shout out to the people who are fighting against these people that trying to keep the war, people who are trying to keep war from happening. Shout out to you all. But once again, it boils down to money. Why do they want to have the war? They want profit off of war. They want to own the land. They want to be the kingpin. Never know, man. Unless an alien race comes and invade Earth, that's the only time we'll probably see Earth get together and, we're all one, united under the sun.
Right.
And so much to talk about there. But boys, that's the following the market portion. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Not too bad, not too bad. I mean, hopefully people catch on to that and make plays according to those, whatever they want. But, it's about that time.
Sounds good.
Any thoughts before we start closing out?
Shout out to all the viewers. Don't forget, hit us up. There's a lot of network of ability that we can work together and pop some stuff off.
Booty?
Shout out to Greg. We miss you. We'll see you next week. Shout out to the viewers. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Wefobz out.
That's right, Wefobz Nation. We want to thank you all for coming on board. Wait for our next Wefobz podcast for more interesting topics. This has been a Wefobz Enterprise production. We love you all. Wefobz out. Wefobz!